we have first to ask ourselves, what is affordable housing? In the context of our economy. Because what is affordable in Kenya is not affordable, is not affordable in another country.
Yes.
So we must contextualize that. So you have to agree to a number that affordable housing means a house that does not exceed X amount. That has not been defined, even as we speak.
Yes.
Secondly, if you look at the average mortgage now, is at about 10.9 million. So clearly, and you only talk about 27,000 mortgages.
Yes.
So clearly, those ones who are in the upper segment are more or less sorting themselves out.
Yes.
But now coming back to this affordable housing issue, we also want to ask ourselves, with the levels of income that people are at, is housing the number one priority now?
Yes.
Because if you look at the countries that have done very well, like Singapore, with about 90% home ownership ratio.
Yes.
When they were starting, they've consistently increased their house ownership as they increased the wealth and the GDP of their country. So those two have to go hand in hand. Because remember, if you're in the lower levels of income, your needs are very different. Shelter, food, clothing.
Yes.
You must clear that first.
Yes.
Before you move to the next level.
Yes.
If I feel I want to own a home, then I opt in.
Yes.
But I think the better way to do this is for the government to enable the market to generate homes from the private sector. And how do we do that? Bring down the cost of putting up houses.
Yes.
Improve the process of approvals. So if you bring it down low enough, then people will say, yeah, I can do this on my own. Because the way government wants to do it by themselves, practically, even if we had the money today, we will not be able to do those 500,000 number houses.
Yes.
Secondly, Kenya has more than 500,000 households. We're talking about probably 10 million households.
Yes.
So the question is, what about the rest? Government needs to recede back to just policy making.
Yes.
And enable private sector to do their thing.
Yes.
So that now that we were able to generate more houses faster.
Yes.
Yes. There'll be Kenya beyond 2022.
Yes.
So I don't see what the rush is about.
Yes.
Let's just get this right. Let's have a model that can live for 10, a sustainable model. Because Kenya will be here when all of us are gone. So we should not compress this to 2022. It's not a 2022 issue. This is about Kenyans owning homes. Number two, most Kenyans who don't own homes are renting a house. Now, that means they can afford the rent. What if we reverse engineer that so that their mortgage is what they pay for rent? That in one instance will solve that problem.
Yes.
Because if I pay 4,000 for my house every month to a landlord, then you come up with a mortgage and tell me you'll be charging me 4,000 or 3,900.
Yes.
For me to own a home in 30 years.
Yes.
I'm no problem. But let's stop creating a rush, number one.
Yes.
And let's reverse engineer this thing. Let's start from the end and come back. Instead of going into oblivion and not knowing where we're going.
Yes.
To sell something, get to the end of it.
Yes.
Tell them there'll be a 3-bedroom house. It'll be in this place.
Yes.
It will look like this. So that they start certainty. You see, right now you're dealing with unknowns. One of those unknowns being that whether you'll be alive or dead by that time. You see?
Yes.
So let them at least know there's a house at the end of it, at the end of that tunnel. And what that house looks like.
Yes.
And that house will benefit him and other people.
Yes.
So as you're saying, there's a big gap in communication. Because as Kenyans, most Kenyans out there know they have 1.5% more to pay.
Yes.
In fact, for them, pay it, and they don't even know what exactly.
They don't even know what exactly
it's a housing levy. What is it supposed to do?
Yes, what it's supposed to do.
It's not clear.
Yes.
So that communication needs to come out very, very clearly. But behind the scenes, at the policy level, this whole thing has to be rethought. You see, for you to own the house, you have to be fed and you have to be healthy.
Yes.
Otherwise, you will not be around to see that house.
Yes.
So those two have to come in.
Yes.
With agriculture, I think we have to move away from rain-fed agriculture.
Yes.
I mean, we've talked about it. Let's do something about it.
Yes.
Yeah, because if Israel does not get rain, but they are self-sufficient in food.
Yes.
Then coming to health, same thing. Let's sort out our health. If those two are done, somebody who is well-fed and healthy
Yes.
is even less irritable. And they'll take in these things much easier.
Yes.
But people now are wondering, you're giving me a house. I'll be in a house unhealthy and starving. What's the use? If, in my opinion, it would only fly if that money being collected is being used to put up public goods for infrastructure for housing. What do I mean? If we are creating cities, let's say, if this money is used to do the public infrastructure within those cities,
yes,
lighting, roads, pathways, sewage, then you'd be justified even for the guy who owns the house to pay. The same way I'll pay NHIF and I have medical cover.
Yes.
Why? Because I'm saying, as much as I have medical cover, I don't mind paying for someone else who is in hinterland
yes.
to get.
Yes.
So it would only work in that sense, where government stays in its space of putting up public goods. But if it is the way it is now,
yes,
then how fair is that? How can I pay for something I'm not going to get?
Yes.
Or I'm not interested in? That's what I'm saying. So we really need to look at even the legality of it, and that is coming. Maybe when this case is being heard,
yes,
some of these issues are going to pop up.
Yes.
Yeah, how fair is this thing? But if the government just turned it around and said, no, this money, we will use it mostly for the public goods, then we'll all contribute very well. Because we know we are putting up cities all over the place. So if we put up the infrastructure, then now you guys can come and build your houses.
Yes.